Hello students, so today we are going to discuss about group 17 chemical properties. So first thing in chemical properties, oxidation states and trend in chemical reactivity. So all the halogens shows -1 oxidation state. However, except fluorine, other elements can show +1, +3, +5 and +7 oxidation states. And the reason for that is all the other elements except fluorine contains d orbital in them. So if elements required, they can use it and they can expand their covalences. As we can see in this image, we have ground state electronic configuration of halogen atoms in first. So it has ns2 np5 common electronic configurations of all the halogen, and except fluorine, all the other halogen element contains d orbital, but it is empty, so usually we do not represent it. So when p electrons splits, one of the electron present in p orbital will jump in d orbital. So now we have total 1, 2 and 3 different attachment possibilities, and that's why it will show us +3 oxidation state. So here we have +3 oxidation state. In first case, we have only one single electron unpaired, so it shows +1 oxidation state. Again, one more pair will split and it will jump in next d orbital, and we have +5 oxidation state. As we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 attachment possibilities. And then we have last pair of electrons present in s orbital. It will jump in one more d orbital. So here by mistake some additional arrows are printed, so we can ignore them. So this type of situation will arise, and total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So +7 electronic configuration. So that's how, because of presence of d orbital, they can split their electrons, and electrons can jump into d orbital, so valences can increase. So maximum we will get 7 electrons out of the d orbital, s orbital and p orbital uses, and that's why we can get up to +7 oxidation state. Higher oxidation states of chlorine, bromine and iodine are released mainly when the halogens are in combination with the small and highly electronegative fluorine and oxygen atoms. So these are the atoms which are able to split the electrons of these type of halogen elements. So only two elements are possible for this type of situation. We have fluorine and oxygen, because they have sufficient electronegativity to split the electrons. And as we know, higher negative element will get -1 charge and lower electronegative element will get +1 charge. So that's why with chlorine we have only option available is either oxygen or fluorine. So that's why fluorine and oxygens are able to get positive oxidation state. So highly electronegative fluorine and oxygen atoms, for example, in interhalogen or oxides and oxoacids, we get higher oxidation states of this type of elements. The oxidation state of +4 and +6 occurs in oxides and oxoacids of chlorine and bromine. The fluorine atom has no d orbitals and its valence shell therefore cannot expand its octet. So it has limitation. And fluorine is also most electronegative element, so it can only show -1 oxidation state. All the halogens are highly reactive and they react with metals and non-metals to form halides. The reactivity of halogen decreases down to the group. The ready acceptance of an electron is the reason for strong oxidizing nature of halogens. F2 is the strongest oxidizing halogen, and its oxidation oxidizes other halide ions in the solution or even in the solid phase. In general, halogen oxidizes halide ions of higher atomic number, because higher atomic number represents less electronegativity. So obviously, as we move from fluorine to iodine, electronegativity decreases. So fluorine is able to oxidize all of the other halogen atoms, and chlorine is able to oxidize bromine and iodine. Bromine is able to oxidize iodine, and iodine is weakest electronegative element from all of these halogen atoms, so it cannot oxidize any of the halogens. So reaction is mentioned as, for example, F2 with 2x minus can produce 2f minus and x2, where x is equal to ClBr or I, and similar is mentioned for Cl and Br. The decreasing oxidizing ability of the halogen in aqueous solution down to the group is evident for their standard electrode potentials, which are depend on the parameter indicated below. So in this case, first we have X2, that means halogen, which dissociates into gaseous atoms. Later these gaseous atoms will gain electrons and the electron gain reaction will occur, and electron gain will give us negative ion which will dissolve in solution. So these reactions represent three different reactions. That means from X2 to X minus aqueous, we have to pass through three different steps. The relative oxidation power of halogen can further be illustrated by their reaction with the water. Fluorine oxidizes water to oxygen, whereas the chlorine and bromine react with water to form corresponding hydrohalic and hypohalous acid. The reaction of iodine and water is non-spontaneous. In fact, I minus can be oxidized by oxygen in acidic medium, just a reverse of the reaction observed with fluorine. So reaction 2F plus H2O gives H plus and F minus with O2. So simple thing, you will get HF as an ion as a compound and oxygen gas will be produced. With X2 with H2O it gives HX and HOX. That means one of the compound is hydrohalic and second compound is hypohalous acid. So hypohalous represents it has lowest oxidation state. Now 4I minus with H plus and O2 produces I2 and H2O. That means opposite reaction as we discussed in fluorine. Now next topic is anomalous behavior of fluorine. So just like the previous groups, we have first element of group which is different from the remaining elements. And simple reason for that, again same reason, small size, higher electronegativity and absence of d orbital. So like the other element p blocks, elements of p blocks present in the second period of the periodic table, fluorine is anomalous in many property. For example, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity and electrode potentials are all higher for the fluorine than expected from the trends set by their halogens. Also, ionic and covalent radii, melting and boiling points, enthalpies of bond dissociation and electron gain are quite lower than expected. The anomalous behavior of fluorine is due to the small size, highest electronegativity, low FF bond dissociation enthalpy and non-availability of d orbital in valence shell. Now low FF bond dissociation enthalpy, that means when we want to break the bond between two fluorine atoms in F2 molecule, we have to put comparatively less amount of energy than the chlorine. And for a reason for that is we have very small size in case of fluorine, and that's why electrons are comparatively very close to each other and they will repel each other strongly. This repulsion decreases the stability of F2 molecule and that's why enthalpies decreases. The most reactive reactions of fluorine are exothermic due to the small and strong bond formation by it with other elements. It forms only one oxoacids while the other halogen forms number of oxoacids. Hydrogen fluoride is liquid due to the strong hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bond is formed in HF due to the small size and high electronegativity. Other hydrogen halides which have bigger size and less electronegativities are gases. As for example, we can take example of HCl. Actual HCl we use in laboratory is solution of HCl in water. Pure HCl is gas. So when we let it open, HCl gas will evaporate from HCl or hydrochloric acid. Now let's talk about the reactivity towards the hydrogen. They all react with hydrogen to give hydrogen halides, but affinity for hydrogen decreases from fluorine to iodine because electronegativity decreases. So stronger electronegative elements will attract hydrogen strongly and less electronegative element will attract hydrogen weakly. So HF bond is stronger than HCl, HCl is stronger than HBr and HBr is stronger than HI. So hydrogen halide dissolves in water to form hydrohalic acids. Some of the properties of hydrogen halides are given in table. The acidic strength of these acids varies in order of HF is less than HCl, is less than HBr, and it is less acidic than HI. And again we can put the same reason, because hydrogen and fluorine has strongest attraction towards each other. They usually do not separate out easily, and that's why HF is weakest acid from all of this. And HI, it can break easily, so it can release H plus easily, and that's why it is strongest acid from all of this. The stability of these halides decreases down to the group due to the decrease in bond dissociation enthalpy in order of HF is greater than HCl, it is greater than HBr, it is greater than HI. So again same logic can be applied. Because of stronger attraction between H and F, its bond dissociation enthalpy is higher, and that's why it is more stable. And same reason is applicable. It is more stable, that's why it cannot easily remove H plus, so it is less acidic. On the other hand, HI, bond dissociation enthalpy of HI is comparatively less, because H and I do not attract each other strongly or as strong as HF, and that's why they can easily separate out, and that's why it is more acidic and it is less stable. So some important data about the hydrogen halides are mentioned here. First is melting point. So as we can see, we have slightly different type of situation here. HF has more melting point than HCl and HBr, but less than HI. So with increasing atomic number, usually melting points increases, but in case of HF, we have special type of intermolecular attraction. It is hydrogen bonding. So because of strong hydrogen bonding, its melting point increases. Similar situation can be observed in boiling point. Boiling point of HF is highest from all of these. Again, if atomic sizes are increases or masses are increases, then boiling points usually increases. But because of hydrogen bonding in HF, it has highest boiling point. Bond lengths will be shortest in HF and longest in HI because of increasing size of halogen. Dissociation enthalpy, because of short bond, HF has highest dissociation enthalpy, and because of long bond, HI has lowest dissociation enthalpy. And pKa, that means dissociation constant, as we can see, we have lowest dissociation constant for HF, it is positive, and remaining elements shows negative pKa value, and pKa value and acidity is inversely proportional. Higher the value, less acidity; lower the value, more acidity. Now next point, reactivity towards the oxygen. Halogen forms many oxides with oxygen, but most of them are unstable. Fluorine forms two oxides, OF2 and O2F2, just like water molecule and hydrogen peroxide. Instead of hydrogen, we have fluorine here. However, only OF2 is thermally stable at 298 Kelvin. These oxides are essentially oxygen fluorides because the higher electronegativity of fluorine than oxygen. That means in case of OF2 or even in O2F2, we have positive oxidation state of oxygen. It is not common, oxygen usually do not show positive oxidation state, but here we have higher electronegative element than the oxygen, and that's why oxygen becomes positive and fluorine becomes negative. So in O2F2 we have -1 oxidation state of fluorine and +1 oxidation state of oxygen, and in OF2 we have -1 oxidation state of fluorine and +2 oxidation state of oxygen, because fluorine is higher electronegative. Both the strong fluorinating agents, O2F2 oxidizes plutonium to PuF6, and the reaction is used in removing plutonium as PuF2 F6 from the spent nuclear fuel. Chlorine, bromine and iodine forms oxide in which oxidation state of this halogen ranges from +1 to +7. Usually highest oxidation states will be observed if we have oxygen. Although fluorine is comparatively more electronegative than oxygen, but it has limitation. Fluorine can form only a single bond, whereas oxygen can form double bonds. That's why oxygen is able to get highest oxidation state. Usually you will see if you have highest oxidation state of element, then it is attached with oxygen. not with fluorine. So a combination of kinetic and thermodynamic factors lead to generally decreasing order of stability of oxides formed by halogen. I is greater than Cl is greater than Br. So in this case we have uneven situation. It is not a sequential order but slightly different because two different factors are acting against each other and more dominant factor will show its effect. A higher stability of oxides of iodine is due to the greater polarizability of bond between iodine and oxygen. In case of chlorine, multiple bonds formation between chlorine and oxygen takes place due to the availability of d orbital. These lead to increased instability. Bromine lacks both characteristics, hence stability of oxides of bromine is less. The higher oxides of halogen tend to be more stable than the lower ones. Chlorine oxide Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O6 and Cl2O7 are highly reactive oxidizing agent and tend to explode. Because as we know we have comparatively higher oxidation state of element which is usually electronegative. That means we are talking about chlorine in this case. Normally chlorine is electronegative but in this case it shows positive oxidation state which is comparatively opposite to its nature, and that's why these compounds are unstable and they tend to explode. ClO2 is used in bleaching agent for paper pulp and textiles and in water treatment. Bromine oxides Br2O, BrO2 and BrO3 are least stable halogen oxides and exist only in low temperatures and they are very powerful oxidizing agents. So in short we can say that if compound is unstable then it will be powerful in certain type of reactions. As for example, in this case we have comparatively high number of oxygen molecules atoms in these molecules. So that's why as we have unstable molecules it can act as strong oxidizing agent. The iodine oxides I2O4, I2O5 and I2O7 are insoluble solids and decomposes on heating. I2O5 is very good oxidizing agent and it is used in estimation of carbon monoxide. Next we have reactivity towards the metal. Halogen react with metal to form metal halide, for example bromine ion with magnesium to give magnesium bromide. The ionic character of the metal halide decreases in order Mf, then Mcl, then Mbr and Mi. Simple reason, highest electronegative element will show comparatively more ionic character than least electronegative element. Where M is monovalent metal, that means it forms single bond only or it has only +1 oxidation state. If metal exhibits more than one oxidation state, the halide in higher oxidation state will be more covalent than the lower oxidation state. For example, SnCl4, PbCl4, SbCl5 and UF6 are more covalent than SnCl2, PbCl2, SbCl2 and UF4 respectively. Because in higher oxidation state, metal will show comparatively stronger attraction towards the electron. Because as compared to SnCl4, we have SnCl2. So in SnCl4, stannous shows +4 oxidation state. In SnCl2, it shows +2. So +4 represent it has 4 protons more than electrons. So its protonic attraction will be stronger and that's why it attracts electron from chlorine towards it. And that's why covalent character increases, ionic character decreases. And last one is reactivity of halogen towards other halogens. So halogen combine amongst themselves to form number of compounds known as interhalogens. And we have X, X dash, X, X3 dash, X, X5 dash and X, X7 dash, where X is larger sized halogen and X dash is smaller sized halogen. So larger sized halogen will show positive oxidation state and smaller sized halogen will show negative oxidation state. From next lecture we will discuss about different type of compounds of halogen elements.